Jay Sheikh, Business Unfiltered, live on Ramadan. Sorry, we're on actually Iman One Radio now, transition from Ramadan Radio. And you can listen to us live on YouTube and Facebook and also online on DAB as well. So today we've got a really special guest. So today's episode is all about faith, favor, family, and entrepreneurship. Today, sometimes, we have a biggest breakthrough that can happen with a dream. Today, joining me is Ayaz Ahmed, the co-founder of Ever East Limited, a Birmingham-based food and beverage company specializing complete in one-dry marinades. It's a secret family recipe which is dating back to 1984. Ayaz, welcome to the show.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm really obliged and I'm really happy to be here.
Lovely. We're happy to have you. And I've known you for some time now. And the reason we've got you on the show is because you've got a really interesting story of how you've come in this field. And because actually you originate, you're a full-time professor and you've come into the food marinades business. So we're going to talk all about that today. So tell me a little bit about your marinades, first of all, and what exactly you do.
So we do all-in-one instant coating, complete dry ready-made marinades, so you don't have to mix, paste or add anything to them. Just open the pack, pour over your meats, and sprinkle over your meats, leave it in the fridge for about just under an hour and they're ready to go. So no mixing, no pasting, no adding. No adding of any yogurt, egg, oil, lemon, or milk.
Okay,
that's it.
And we have brought some samples in, which we'll show you on the live in a second. So we're going to move on and listen to your story in a second of how this has come about. I just want to remind the listeners out there that you're listening to Iman One Radio. You're listening to Jay Sheikh, and this is Business Unfiltered. You can message into the studio if you have any questions. So we are live for the next hour. And you can message in on WhatsApp, text us on 07440 420 432. So we look forward to your question. Okay, so tell me about your story. Let's listen to of how you've come about and how you came to, make these recipes.
It's quite astonishing and it was amazing, honestly. Never ever thought of this brand, never ever thought of this packaging, this marinades, nothing. By profession, I was an educational psychologist and I taught psychology in universities as well as in colleges and schools as a supply trainer, etc., teacher, lecturer. And one day I just came home and I said to my late father, may Allah be pleased with him, I said, can you make a supplication for me to God that I start a business? And that's all it was. And he said, why don't you do it yourself after Isha prayer? Mm-hmm. And I said, yeah, that makes sense. Why not? And then I prayed Isha prayer, went to sleep. I made a supplication, went to sleep. And then before Fajr time, the morning prayer, I woke up. I had a dream, before I woke up. And the dream was I've seen empty shelves like you see in Asda, Tesco, etc.
So this dream, just to sort of interject there, was back in 2017, wasn't it?
Yeah, back in 2017. Okay. Thank you for pointing that out. I totally forgot.
Sure.
So, so 2017, I had this dream, and in the dream, I saw empty shelves. And I'm asking myself in the dream, sometimes...
Was this in a supermarket? Where was this?
Yeah, in a supermarket. So it was in Asda or Tesco, I don't know.
Okay.
So empty shelves, I'm looking at them, and I'm asking myself in the dream, why am I looking at them?
It wasn't COVID visions that you were having, what's coming in the future.
No, nothing like that.
Because there were empty shelves at that time.
That was a bit later. So this was in 2017, and I had that dream, and then I'm looking at the shelves and I'm saying, why am I looking at these shelves? And then I hear a voice say, Ayaz, why don't you do your dad's marinades? And then I see a video being played with my late father doing some recipes because he had a chain of chip shops. And then he used to make these marinades then in 1984 onwards.
Okay.
And then...
How long did you have these chip shops for? Is any brand that we recognize or? would know of?
You probably wouldn't. It used to be M&T Fish Bar in 1984, then
Where was that based?
in Aston, Birmingham.
Oh, Aston. Okay.
Yeah. And then there was one Upper Sutton Street, so in Aston as well, Victoria Fish Bar. And then we had Paradise Shahi Kebab House on Alamark Road.
Okay.
So there was a few.
We might just about have some listeners from Aston. So we're transmitting to Walsall, Wolverhampton, and North Birmingham. So it might just reach a little bit to Aston there as well. So we might have a few listeners.
Okay.
If you are listening, just to remind you, you can message in. And the number is 07440 420 432. I'll let you carry on, yeah.
So yeah, I heard a voice say, "Ayaz, why don't you do your dad's marinades?" And the video was being played, and then the thought came to my mind, "Wow, so dad making the recipes, put them on the shelves, get them into packages, and get them out there." And then that was a dream. So I got up from the dream. I went into prostration. Then I went and read Salah in the masjid. Came back, lived next door to mum and dad, so it was easy. So they were praying as well. So I was in the living room, and then dad goes, "Is everything okay? You didn't fight with the missus, did you?" And I said, No, everything's fine. So how come you're here so early? And I said, "Remember, you told me to make a supplication before I went to sleep." And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "I had a dream." And he said, "Okay, what dream was it?" And then I told him the dream. And he was astonished. And he said, "Why didn't I think of that 20 years ago?" I said, "Because you didn't have the dream."
So these recipes, they originate from 1984, I believe.
1984.
Yeah. So is that when he came up with these recipes?
That's when he came up with these recipes.
Why then didn't he do anything like for so many years?
So he was just running the chip shops, and he was in that trade. He didn't want to. The thought never came to him to put it out there, like you see other brands. So this dream came to me to get these out in a brand and get them out. So that was a sign from God. So for me to do it. So Allah gave me this opportunity. So and I took it. So I got my sister on board. Her name's Aisha. She's probably listening. Hi, Aisha.
Hello,
So-
Aisha, if you're listening to us. So yeah, we'll come on to that a little bit as well. So just tell us how you sort of did this with your sisters. What made you
So-
think with your sister rather than some other partner? I mean, does that not give any conflict? Do you think, sort of in a business?
Brother, sisters, brothers, sisters always are in conflict. I would be lying if I said we didn't have, arguments and that, but they're good arguments. So
Okay.
they're about business. They're
Okay.
about, so every deal I do or I talk about, I ask her advice.
Okay.
I give her advice, she gives me advice. So we work together as a team. The beautiful thing is we trust each other.
Brilliant.
That's the main thing. As a
It
business
explains
partner.
now. So you messaged me before the show, and I did actually put in the post as the CEO, and you said co-founder. I can understand now. You probably had an argument, didn't you?
No. I didn't.
Yeah.
She didn't say anything about that. I think she knew anyway.
I'm sure she must have said something. Actually, where's my name in this? Yeah. You should have brought her along on the show, to be honest.
She's shy. She's
Okay.
a shy camera. She's in the background. She does a lot of work in the background. So she looks after payments, etc., invoices, does the accounts and that.
The main nitty
So
gritty stuff.
I'm the face of the brand, and she's behind the face of the brand.
Ah.
If you know what I mean.
A bit like how I'm operating today, actually, isn't it? So I have a lovely assistant in the background, which you can't see on camera, who's actually doing all the social media side of things for me.
And mashallah, you have
Yeah.
your partner with you, which is.
I should
mashallah,
plug my own social media really as well, shouldn't I? Yeah.
You should.
So if anybody does want to follow me or see clips of this live, it will be on my social media, which is J Sheikh Official, which is across on Instagram, TikTok, and also YouTube. So yeah.
And so coming from that dream, I just wanted to tell you one thing, that my dad was on about 40 to 50 tablets a day. He had a heart transplant in 2001.
Oh.
So he had a heart attack in 1999. 2001, he had a total new heart. QE Hospital in
A
Birmingham.
total new heart.
New heart. Because
Is that possible?
his valves were damaged, and that was the first transplant in Birmingham.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could do that. I thought maybe two things that you can't replace is probably the brain and the heart. I know you can do repairs. I've never heard of a full.
A total heart transplant, yes. It's common now. People have it.
And was
So
it- was
instead
it-
of a bypass, you can have a heart transplant. So if your heart is not so much damaged,
Yeah.
then you can have a bypass.
Oh, I see.
So it's an open heart surgery,
Oh.
whereas a transplant is a total new heart. So
So was that quite successful?
yeah, it
The
was quite
operation,
successful.
Yeah.
There were 3 lads or 4 lads coming from up north, had a car crash. One of the lads' heart matched, and then dad was on the waiting list for 2 years, and then he had a heart transplant. Took him 7 hours to come back into consciousness.
I've seen some pictures of him online. Was he in a wheelchair after
Yes,
that? Oh,
yes, he
yeah.
was. Yes, he
Okay,
was.
yeah.
So he had dialysis before that. Then suddenly basically they gave him 16 years. So alhamdulillah, he had 19 years.
Mashallah.
And from the 19 years, he told me to take him to Umrah as well. So I took him to Umrah in
Wow, mashallah,
2016.
that's really good. Yeah.
So when the doctor said, all the family come in, I don't think we can help him no more. That was in 2016.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, and then I took him to Umrah, yeah.
Oh.
So he left us in COVID. But alhamdulillah, all praise be to Allah, he had 4,000 people come to his janazah on a Friday.
Wow.
People read Jummah outside the masjid.
Wow.
That's how massive it was.
Well, they say that's it's a
Sign
good
of a
sign.
good person,
It's a
yeah.
sign of a good person, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, if you have a
So I
big
do
janaza.
miss him. So does my sister. He was my best friend. And I just want to say to the audience, if you have a parent, especially a father figure for the boys and the girls, as well as the mother figure, please look after them, care for them, because they are very special.
And that's a lovely message to everybody out there, and yes, that is a very heartfelt message. I agree with that. So, moving on with your story. So, what happened next?
So what happened next was I asked Dad, you're on 40/50 medication. Do you remember the fish masala? So I started off with that, the fish marinade, the masala fish one. And he said, if you take me to a cash and carry, I should be able to see. So just bring the spices to me. So we went to Gyro Cash and Carry. That's where we went, and we started.
Good old gyro, huh?
Yeah. So he didn't. They didn't allow him to go in a wheelchair because he wasn't covered. So me and my sister were running around in with the trolleys, getting different spices and showing him. So he said yes. There's about 15, 16 spices. Bring them. So I bought about 30. He picked 15, 16, and then he said, "I'm sure there's one missing." And then we were like looking for that one, and then that's how we started. So when I got the one, and he said, "Yeah, this is fine now." So that's what I did with the fish, the chicken, the lamb, and the southern fried. So we started off with the fish masala. It took us 2 days to make this recipe, and then the chicken one, it took us about four days, and then the lamb one took us about a week. 2 weeks, sorry, and then the southern fried chicken coating took us around week 2 as well to get it right.
Let's move on to your spices. So let's break down your two flagship products. So I believe your first one is the tandoori masala that you mentioned.
For fish.
Is that for fish?
Yeah.
It says here that I was just looking. I made a few notes. Yeah, and it says it's designed for chicken, lamb, or fish. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the tandoori masala for fish.
Yeah. Can you show me the packet? So let's just
Yeah,
bring
yeah.
it up to the camera.
So the one you've got there is a tandoori masala for fish. So that's masala fish one. These masalas or marinades,
Yeah.
we call them, are specific. So for specific meats. So the fish one is for the fish one, the chicken one is for the chicken one, the lamb one is for the lamb one, and southern fried chicken coating is always a chicken one. So these are specific. They're all unique in taste. They've got 16 to 17 spices in each and 3 to 4 flowers in each as well. All you do is open the pack, take a tablespoon out, sprinkle it over your meats, all your vegetables. We say vegetables as well as your potatoes and veggies, and people do a lot, put it on tofu and stuff as well, and leave it for 45 minutes, and you're ready to cook. So
I've got to point out. I mean, I just want to show this on camera. If I start talking, you can see this on camera. So this is one of the the spices that you do. Look at the packaging and the branding is on point. How did you come up with all of this?
So from 2017 to 2019, it took us 2 years to get all that right. So we followed.
I'm looking. You've even got here all the fat, the sugar, the salt content, and all that. Is it? Obviously, there's a regulation. Obviously,
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
got to go through.
So you got to go. Yeah. So you got to go.
What
through.
sort of loophole? Things did you have to jump through?
So
to get to this point.
So I had to go and see I made an appointment with the IPO officer first at Birmingham Library, That's where I met this person, nice guy. He gave me all the information what I need to do. So got the business registered, got the name registered, did all this packaging. So got the design right from a web designer. These are actually original pictures.
Okay.
So original pictures on our packs. So
Oh,
the
so
food that we
that's
cooked,
so what's on the pack is actually
masala fish.
the actual masala fish that you've made with this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So that's not ready made. You know, you just pinch from the internet somewhere a picture. Yeah.
no, no,
It's
no,
an
no.
actual. It's an actual.
So all of our brand products have different pictures on them, and they're all original pictures.
Brilliant. Okay. And who's actually done that cooking? Was that yourself?
Uh,
Or was that
me,
your sister?
my wife mainly, but me and my sister were there as well.
Okay. Okay. Well, I got to say you've done a good job by the pictures I can see. You've done a good job making that. And what about all of these? You know, sort of all the stuff that goes on here. Is there like a regulation thing you got to go through? Is there a certain standard you have to have in
Yes.
order to,
So
to produce these?
UK food legislation, yeah. So
Yeah.
the Food Standards Agency, so they kind of look at this, and you have to follow the procedures. So the reason why we wrote tandoori masala for chicken was this was actually we were told by the environmental health officers, because you got
Yeah.
to be specific. Tandoori masala for chicken. You can't say tandoori chicken masala. Some
Oh, I
people do.
see. Okay.
There's no chicken in there.
Yeah. Okay.
So you got to be precise. So that's why we said tandoori masala for lamb, tandoori masala for chicken.
This is why I was asking the question, because unless you're in that field, you don't really think about these things, do
No,
you?
you know.
Like what thought's gone in there to make that packet, you know? But the thing is, that on the shelf, I would pick that up, you know, because it's one of those products that looks, it's bold, it's catchy. You're on point with the branding. You got the logo there, which
Yeah.
you know you've got across your, you know, social media as well.
And,
Yeah.
and it's beautiful, and it's the best packaging out there. So we've got our brand. So we've got our name at the top. We've got the picture.
Mm.
We've got the title. We've got what it does, all in one, complete dry, ready-made marinades. No artificial colors or preservatives. We put down the grams as well, instant coating, no mixing, no pasting, and then the nutritional stuff. So we got the nutritional stuff at the back as well. So how
Brilliant.
much you use, the ingredients, the story, the address, the barcode, and instructions.
and even your dad's stories on the back there.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's quite inspirational. I like things that, you know, has a bit of a story to it. You know, it just makes, I don't know, it makes it more appealing, doesn't it?
Jay,
Yeah.
when I started this business, people were laughing at me. My
Really?
own family, honestly, I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm not even going to joke. They were saying, oh, crazy guy. Why is he leaving his psychology profession and doing this? I told my sister, look, it came from Allah and I believe in it.
So
trust.
you saw that
Yeah.
vision.
So
and that made you.
tawakkal in Allah. So I
Mm.
said, yeah, look, we can't fail. It's
Mm.
going to work.
Okay.
So let's put our heart and mind into it. So it took us 2 years to get this packaging right. And then 2019, we launched at the BBC Good Food Show, NEC.
Wow. I mean, then you see, and I've got to point out as well, you're a Birmingham-based company, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you're quite local here, but you distribute where?
So we distribute from West Midlands all the way up to East London.
Okay.
Okay, we haven't gone North London, we haven't gone South London yet.
I've literally just come back from London this morning. I've just mentioned that to you off air. So
I
yeah,
don't-
still half asleep.
Where's Slough and Aylesbury? Is that South London?
Slough is just outside the M25.
Yeah.
So
So we've just
Yeah.
gone into there now. So Aylesbury, Slough, Oxford.
okay.
So we're going into High Wycombe and Reading very soon as well.
Oh, brilliant.
So
So all the areas surrounding London.
yeah, so
Yeah.
up north, Walsall, Wolverhampton, Stoke, Manchester, Bradford a little bit, and Huddersfield.
Okay. Are there any sort of places which people might recognize where they can go and actually pick up these products?
Yeah, so these are all available in all independent supermarkets. So your Azad supermarkets, your Pack Foods, your Pack supermarkets, Bangla stations, Bangla bazaars, Masala bazaars, any, mainly all Asian independent supermarkets and butchers, halal butchers across the country.
Okay.
Some non-halal butchers as well. Some chip shops we give our marinades to as well to use, and also pastry house on Smallleaf in Smallleaf.
Brilliant. So the local areas is covered quite widely. What about if somebody wants to buy online? Is there any facility to do that?
Yes, directly from our website at www.evereast.co.uk. They can also buy from TikTok, from our shop directly
You've
as
got a
well.
TikTok shop as well, okay? With the same name, I'm
With the
assuming.
same name, yeah.
All right. And what about things like Amazon? Have you sort of invested into maybe selling
No,
on there?
no, not yet. Honestly, we're getting really busy. So what we do is we've got a distribution company on board now. So
Mhm.
it's called Nationwide. They distribute from Birmingham all the way up to UK now.
Right.
So we are expanding. So we may get one or two more distribution companies on board if it gets too much for the Nationwide that
Mhm.
that does it. If not, they can actually get people on board and then push it around. But they buy the product off us and then they sell it.
Brilliant. Okay. So we're coming close to a break in a minute, but just quickly before we go into break, I just want to ask you about your second most popular coating, which is the Southern Fried Chicken coating. And then you've quite pointed out saying that there's no chicken in there. Yeah.
No, the tandoori masala for
Yeah.
chicken. I
It
mean,
does say vegan on this one. So are they all vegan?
they are all vegan, yeah.
Okay.
So our fast selling
Yeah.
is this one. It's the tandoori chicken
Okay.
masala for chicken.
So how do you get chicken flavor if there's no chicken in there?
So we make the flavor. That's what it is.
Is it a
So we
secret,
make the
or is it
flavor.
something you can tell us
So
how that happens?
so 16, 17 spices we blend
Yeah.
along with 3, 4 flowers, and then we get it right. So we have to get each one. So each product is different and unique in taste. Each one has different spices and different flowers in them.
Okay.
That's why we're different.
Okay. And why is this one the most popular one, do you think?
People eat chicken more in genuinely. Um, so although we say our masala fish is the best one, we actually say that people who try that absolutely love it. But chicken sells more, lamb sells more. So chicken and lamb are kind of in competition. This lamb is a minty one, absolutely brilliant. So you can do
Okay.
your lamb chops, you can do lamb donners, you could do all these, and in every pack we have information on what you can make.
Okay.
So all the meats.
I wish we had a kitchen here that we can get you to make some of these lovely things, and we could have maybe smell-o-vision as well, and you can smell,
Inshallah, next time.
you can smell those aromas. But I'm quite excited just looking at the packaging. It's quite good. The way you've come up with that, and it's great that you're promoting these things. So yeah, what's the next flavor after that then?
So then we've got the lamb one, obviously the one I just talked about, and then the southern fried chicken coating. So we got three tandoori masalas, lamb, chicken, and fish,
Mm.
and then a southern fried chicken coating.
So I've got to also point out that these are all powder ones, aren't they? The dry masalas. Do you have like wet ones as well? Where
No, we don't do wet ones.
Okay.
So we do dry, and that's on purpose because it lasts longer, it stays fresh, and
okay.
you only use a little bit, so you can
Mm.
reseal the pack and keep using it again and again. So we have competitors where they have 1 or 2 packs in there which you have to use, and then you have to add your yogurt, you have to add your eggs, your lemon, and so on, oil and milk. We don't do any of that.
Okay. So just quickly, if somebody makes, so I've got tandoori fish masala here. How much fish would you need to make sort of one packet? How long would that last?
So that will do about 7 or 8 medium-sized fishes. That small pack.
Brilliant. Okay. And in terms of kilo, the chicken one, how many kilos?
1.5 to 2 kg for 100 gram, and then 3 times more with a 300 gram pack.
Oh, okay, that's great. Well, we're coming close to a break now, so just to remind you, the phone number 07440 420 432. We'll be back shortly after this break. Right, guys, you're back on Iman One Radio. You're listening to Jay Sheikh, and this is Business Unfiltered. And we've been listening to Ajaz. I said it again, didn't I? It's Ayaz Ahmed. I did say that before, apologies for that. So my Thaya actually, his name is Ajaz, so I do get mixed up with these names. But Ayaz Brothers over here, and we've been talking about his company Ever East and how it's come about. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a little bit of a rapid fire round. It's not rapid in that way, but I mean you can have a chat. Yeah, it's more of a chat. But
So basically, you're going to put me on the spot, right?
I'm going to put you on the spot with a few questions.
Okay. Cool.
Some of these might be a little bit of things that we've touched earlier,
Bring it on.
but we'll go through these. Yeah. Okay. So let's start off. So Ever East is a Birmingham-born spice company. Giving. Oh, actually, let's start with this question. So, one sentence. What is Ever East?
All-in-one complete dry ready-made marinades where you don't need anything adding to these marinades.
Brilliant. Okay. And complete marinades. What does that actually mean?
So that means it's complete, so no adding of yogurt, oil, egg, lemon required, or even milk. So all you do is use our marinade and that's it. Leave it in the fridge and cook it as you want.
Okay. And what are your two top products? We have touched on this earlier.
Tandoori chicken, tandoori masala for chicken and tandoori masala for lamb are the two top selling ones, but they're all as good as each other. The fish one we say is the best one, but our southern fried chicken coating tastes like KFC as well.
Brilliant. And you're Birmingham based. Why is that important?
Because we're local and I love Birmingham. I'm a Brummie, and always lived there all my life. And it's multicultural.
You know, you say local. I would have said central, because we are in the center of the country, so it's good for distribution. But yeah, okay, well done on that. That's fine. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the origin story. So we just touched on this. It started with a dream.
A spiritual dream which I had in 2017, which led me to start this business with my sister. Left the psychology profession. People thought I was crazy. Same people are applauding me now. Same people are saying, well done to you, and I've become an inspiration for my own children, especially, and the youngsters out there. I believe we have innovated a new marinade and broke the market in 2019.
Talking about the youngsters, what is the one message you'd give to them if they want to be an entrepreneur like yourself? What things do they need to look at?
They need to be patient. They need to focus on one thing rather than a million of things. They need to be hardworking. So becoming an entrepreneur, it's not about 9 to 5 job. It's not a 9 to 5 job. It's 24 hours. I sometimes talk in my sleep. I'm selling stuff in my
All
dreams.
good things, I hope.
Yeah,
all
yeah.
halal things.
Yeah. All halal things, yeah.
All right.
It was funny today, actually. I went live to tell people that we're going live on here. And I think it was a sister or a brother. I don't know. I can't tell by the name. I said, are you only doing halal things for Ramadan and you're going to do haram things later? And I found that weird. And I said, no, sister or brother, whoever you are, inshallah halal before Ramadan and halal after as well and during.
Yeah, once halal, always halal. Yeah, I mean, I go to a lot of these food festivals and things like that, and a lot of the questions come up there as well, and it's just funny that you're coming to a festival sometimes, and halal's written all over it, and they still ask the question.
Yeah.
And so, okay, so what makes your recipe special?
We are unique from other brands. We do 16 or 17 spices in each marinade and 3 to 4 flowers. They taste uniquely. They're for specific meats. So chicken one for the chicken one, fish one for the fish one, lamb one for the lamb one. So we do specific meats. They're color coded, so it's easy for a grandma to send a young kid to go, grandson or a granddaughter to go to the shop and get me a chicken Ever East one, and he'll say which one, and she'll say the red pack, or the fish one, the yellow pack, or the lamb one.
Or they recognize it by
purple
color. It is color coded really good, actually. I do like
it's
that.
color,
Yeah.
and that was one of the reasons why we did that. And in the future, when we get some more marinades out, we'll have different colors as well.
Certifications matter in today's market. So where do you stand on that?
100%. People are can't be fooled now, so they need to know what's in the product. And we make the product in such a way that we know what's in it. So, for instance, when you go to a restaurant, you go to a chip shop, you don't know what's in there, what kind of recipes they've used, what they've put in themselves. Whereas a lot of coloring and all that, you must have gone to weddings nowadays. You go to weddings, especially Asian weddings, and you see a lot of color dripping from your fingers.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
really bad for your heart. It's really bad for
Especially
your
on the grilled
arteries and
products.
that.
Yeah, they
And
use
we
a
don't
lot.
do that. We have a dry marinade, which brings out the natural colors of the ingredients that we put in. It penetrates the meats. It's easy to use, and it saves a lot of costs in the long run as well.
So you don't put extra coloring in to make it
No,
sort of
no
look
coloring,
brighter or more
no
radiant.
artificial colors
Yeah.
or preservatives. No, we
Okay,
don't.
I like that. That's
Mm.
that's specifically why I want to try it, because I like natural things, natural products.
Yeah.
And in this day and age, people are more health conscious. They're more thinking about these things, whereas
Yes.
perhaps generations before us didn't think about that. They just
No.
were concentrating on the flavor.
Exactly.
So I think that is quite an important thing. Okay, so who are your customers?
Our customers are distributors who distribute directly to the shopkeepers. So we've got shopkeepers, supermarkets, we've got butchers, we've got wholesalers who we are going into now, cash and carries. Or who any cash and carry that want to get in touch, please do. We are looking at that. Customers from our website, customers from our TikTok shop, customers on social media, customers from where I work, which I have another job, and I actually sell it to them as well.
Okay, and what's your biggest early challenge been?
Um, what could I say? Challenge was breaking into the shops.
Okay, and did you find that difficult? What was the sort of challenge in getting there? How did you get there?
To be honest, in 2020, when the lockdown kind of happened, 2019, sorry, before the lockdown, I started going into shops. And as soon as I walked into the shops, the first challenge was, this is a normal tandoori masala. Why is it so expensive? Why is it, what's the difference between this and another brand? So I don't want to say their names. What's the difference? So I told them that this is not a normal tandoori masala. We call it tandoori because we put more of that tandoori ingredient in there. But it's got, just to read, it's got breading, it's got celery, it's got citric, it's got ginger, it's got cinnamon, it's got cloves, it's got aniseeds, it's got lemon, garam masala, fennel, ginger, and I can carry on.
You're reading all these things. Did you specifically put these things in yourself, or did somebody help you with this?
No, so when it comes to packaging, obviously UK legislation, you got to go with the UK legislation. But the ingredients we used, we knew what we were using and what was in there, so we had to type
So
everything
these
up.
originate from your dad's recipes. So did you just purely get those recipes, or did you make any modifications? Did you have to come up and try different things?
No, these are originally our late father's unique secret recipes, which we got from different competitors, obviously, to try. So you go to about 5 or 6 different wholesalers and or manufacturers. That's who we deal with, who make the recipes, who make the ingredients. So then we wanted to see whether all of them from one person or half. So we knew what was good in from what wholesaler, and that's how we started putting them together.
Great.
And then also checking the breading, the flours as well. So what quality?
It's an eye opener. I mean, we're learning so much today about how these things happen, how marinades come together, and how they're produced. So there's a lot goes into it. So I'm learning a lot today. It's really good.
So coming to your question, we actually blend flours and spices together.
You blend them.
We blend them together. So we buy the ingredients, we blend them, and then we package them into these beautiful packs, and then we pack them into the shelf rack packs, which makes them stand up. So something like this.
Okay.
So this is half of the box.
Yeah. Okay. I see that.
So and then they stood up in the supermarkets.
Yeah. I mean, it does look quite good the way it's practiced, and they're also resealable as well.
Resealable.
So
yeah.
once you open it, you always have that thing. Do you have to put it in one of these, jars that I think all of us,
or put them in the
all of us
fridge.
desi people have out there. You know,
Yeah,
we have some version, you know, either tins or these jars or glass jars or whatever they might be. But in this one, actually, you don't have to be concerned because you can actually reseal them and
yeah,
just
exactly.
use them directly from the packet.
And the day we produce them, we give 3 years.
3 years.
3 years, yeah. So
Wow.
they last up to 5 years onwards. I mean, dry marinade, that's one of the reasons. That might be your next question. Dry
You're trying to
marinades.
jump ahead, you are now, aren't you?
So dry marinades are specifically, we made dry marinades and not wet marinades. And you must have seen a lot of wet marinades out
Mm.
there. One thing is they don't taste nice. You use more of them, and it doesn't penetrate the meat as the dry marinades do. So
You've jumped forward a question now, you have.
yeah.
But thank you for answering that. Yeah.
So our dry marinades penetrate the meat, the aromas, the
Mm.
flavors come out. You only use a little bit. You reseal the pack again, and you keep using it again and again. So when people say, "Oh, we might be 50 pence to a pound more expensive," but you got to look at the long run. We're not really expensive because you're saving on not buying any yogurt, any egg, any oil, any lemon, any
So,
milk.
I'm glad you mentioned that. What is the average price of one of these?
$2.99 for a 100-gram pack.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Bargain.
It is a bargain, isn't it? And
I'll take all of them you have on the table today. Yeah.
Definitely.
That's not bad actually. That's quite.
And then we have
competitive
a
price.
300-gram pack, which is double the price, but 3 times more.
Oh, okay.
So if somebody picks up a chicken or a fish one or a lamb one or the southern fried one and they like it, they'll go for the bigger pack because it's more value for money. So they'll
Mm.
pay. So rather than getting 2 small packs for 200 gram, they'll pick up the 300-gram pack for the same price.
For the same price.
Yeah, so $5.99. So $2.99, $5.99. So
Okay.
£3, £6, and you get
Pretty cool.
300 grams.
I was expecting for that one you would have said a fiver, you know, and I'll probably pay something like that, you know, for a good marinade.
To be honest, when we went into exhibitions and where we bumped into you
Yes, yes.
at the halal food festivals and other festivals that we've been to, a
Mm.
lot of people have said to us that your packaging is prestige. I thought they were more expensive.
Mm.
But honestly, people get a bargain from our website, they get a bargain from our TikTok shop, and we do offers as well.
So you mentioned the packaging and everything. How long? You said it took you 2 years to come up with this.
Yes.
So what sort of challenges did you have for that?
So I had to go and follow the UK food legislation, the Food Standard Agency. I had to see an IPO officer. I had to register the business, get the nutrients out. So we had to send the recipes to a lab and get them tested. So you know when you asked me earlier about the ingredients and how come you're so precise and this is really good, that's from the lab, the information that we get.
Oh, I see.
So I don't make this up. We don't make this up.
So it's verified,
It's
basically.
verified, yeah.
I was going to ask that, you know, because you know you're manufacturing these spices. You know, when we go out to a restaurant, there's like a food sort of certification. You know, hygiene rating, is it 1 to 5? Do you have anything like that, or is it just these
So we have
certifications?
we have a certification up to 5. We don't cook anything, but what our warehouse has a unit 5 for cleanliness and having them packaged in
Brilliant.
pallets
Okay,
and ready made. Yeah,
great. Okay, and you've mentioned your day job a few times.
and we are
so-
AA BRC registered. Let me just
All right, yeah.
people know about.
Yeah,
that,
just plug it in. That's fine. That's carry on. You carry on doing you. That's fine. No problem at all. So let's move on to the next question. So I was gonna touch, you know, that you're a psychologist.
Yeah.
You know, you got a psychology degree. How does it help in business?
Very much so. I can read people. I can understand people quite quickly. I just don't jump into the deep end and say, yeah, let's try this company, let's try that company. It's all about hit and miss. So it's testing things
Yeah.
and who's the right fit for us. Now, for instance, I've got 3 marketing agencies after us, but only one of them we will choose. So it's not just getting anyone on board. And that's just an example for you. And that's how we chose our manufacturers for our ingredients and the people who make the flowers. So we had to be specific and get. So the most important thing in marriage and food, as you know, is consistency. Has to be consistent.
How do you keep that consistency?
So the consistency is using the same ingredients,
Okay.
not changing the flavors,
So
not going for the cheaper
how's that,
price.
How's that done sort of at large scale? How do you keep it measured? Is there like some special big giant
So we have
scale that you
machines.
have to do?
We have machines, yeah. We have
Yeah?
machines which
Okay.
we manufacture in. So we blend over 2-3 tons of the flavors of we have each time. So we don't just produce one package. So I'll give you an example. We do over 3,000 packs for each flavor.
3,000 packs.
One
Okay.
time, yeah.
Okay.
That's only one size
So
each.
it sounds like they're selling pretty well then, are they?
Yeah, alhamdulillah, they are selling very, very good. We sell out 14 to 15 pallets every time we produce. So we could be producing 4 to 5 times a year. And that's just to the retail shops. We haven't even gone into the wholesalers or the cash and carries at the moment.
Okay. Just moving on to your actual name. So why Ever East?
Okay, good question that is.
And what is the logo we're seeing? Is that supposed to be a mountain?
That's a
Is it-
minaret. That's
Oh,
a
is it minaret?
Yeah, so that's a minaret of
Okay.
an eastern kind of.
I was trying to think. Is it like because Ever East reminds me of maybe Mount Everest. Is it something to do with that, or
To be
how did you
honest,
come
To be
across-
honest, the name was Everest. Now that you've asked,
Oh, Everest.
yeah. So
Yeah.
now that you've asked, and then we learned from that. So there's a company in India called Everest Masala brand.
Okay.
So they were registered in the UK. So when I went and saw the IPO officer, he searched for me and he said to me, "There's already a brand in the similar."
So you couldn't use the same name.
So he goes, "You can use it, but you're gonna have problems later on. So can you tweak it? Have you spent a lot of money?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Okay, if you want to go back, and then just choose a name." So I wrote down about 20 names. And whilst I wrote them, and I was talking to a teaching agency consultant. She was talking to me, and then I said to her, "Look, I've got a brand I've got a name which I'm gonna brand. So could you help me?" And then we went through the names, and we both snapped on Ever East.
Okay.
We had 4 Ever East.
How do you
is
come
Ever.
up? Was it just a brainstorm or?
Just a brainstorm?
Okay.
Everest or East is East or East is East and West and all this.
Oh, is that how?
Because I
how it
wanted to
came along?
keep the East in there.
Right.
So then we both said it together, Ever East. And wow, honestly, we both snapped at the same time.
Brilliant. Light bulb
And I said,
moment.
"That's it."
Yeah.
So forget Forever East. Ever East is better. So from 20 names, we got it down to 5. And then from 5, we chose the one. And then I told my sister, and she goes, "Do we have to change the name?" And I said, "I got a better name." And then she said, "All right, tell me." And then I told her. And she was happy. Dad was happy.
Brilliant.
And then we kept that name.
Okay. And what's the vision moving forward?
To get to every household in the UK. That's our mission.
Okay. And how are you going to reach that goal?
So we're going to reach that goal through distribution. So we're going to produce more marinades, and we're going to try and get more distributors on board to cover the whole of the country up to Scotland.
Brilliant. And one word to describe your journey.
It's been tough. It's been a learning curve, a learning experience from a psychological perspective. Everyone learns throughout their lifespan. So one is always learning. So I have been learning I learn every day, every minute. Honestly, I'm always learning. We are always learning as a team. And we want to better ourselves, and things that work for us, we try everything, but things that work for us, we be more consistent in.
Okay, so that brings us to the end of the rapid fire round, which was not so rapid, but we've learned a lot about you today and learned all about how these marinades work, how you created, how it was concepted. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were just talking during the break that you're a really fun guy. I like you a lot. And this is why I've got you on the show today. I think you've got a good personality. What have you thought about coming on like one of these TV shows, like maybe The Apprentice or Dragon's Den, something like that?
A lot of people have said to me, "Why don't you go to Dragon's Den?" And I have thought about it, but I want to get into every household first. Meaning cover the country.
Yeah.
So whether I get into every household or not, it doesn't. That's not the point. The point is get everywhere in the UK in independent supermarkets, and then get it. Once I'm talking to the big boys, that's when I go into Dragon's Den.
Okay.
So when I'm talking to Asda's, the Tesco's, the Morrisons, the Aldi's, the Lidl's, whoever you want to call.
There might be something down the pipeline then.
Yeah, there may be.
Or is it that you need to go in at maybe this stage and get yourself up to there by going on to Dragon's Den, perhaps?
But do you know we were offered Asda in Manchester in the Halal Expo?
Really?
So I had to pitch to Asda, and at that time we didn't have any packaging. They just tasted the food, and then I went in and pitched, and they said, "Can you get the product ready?" That was in 2018 before I launched, and I didn't.
Okay. So you're getting there
Yeah,
slowly.
that was in 2018.
Mm.
So they really liked the product, but I said, "Look, the packaging won't be ready." They wanted it in March. I think they have a process from February to March for them to take the product on in
Mm.
July.
The reason I mention it, so especially the apprentice at the moment. So big up to those guys who are watching the apprentice at the moment. I mean,
I do watch it.
I'm quite
sometimes.
religious. But I enjoy that show. It gives me a lot of. I see a lot of the entrepreneurs over there, and it does.
Motivation.
Well, you do actually see people actually. oh, You think sometimes, haven't they watched the show, because sometimes the mess ups they do. But it reminded me from the task. There's always a task on there where they're actually making a recipe and they're bringing something together, and that's how I envisioned, yourself. Maybe that's how the recipe came together. You've been trying different recipes and bringing that together, and that's what I was thinking. Maybe something like that, being on a show like that, or maybe we should create our own show. And
Inshallah, we should do a cooking show.
I think we should do a cooking show and watch the space. You never know, something we might do together in the future. Because I'm really interested in tasting these and maybe getting some reviews out there to people. So if people don't know, I do have a YouTube channel and I do other things as well as being on radio. So I am a full time.
So you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I'm a full time civil servant and also on the radio, social media influencer. So by Sheikh official, if you check out on Instagram. But Ijaz, I've got to say thank you very much. Ayaz, thank you so much for joining us today. I keep doing that. Apologies. But the word Ajaz is very close to me, so that's why it keeps coming out of my mouth. But Ayaz, I've got to say, you've come from a dream in 2017 to a fast-growing Birmingham food brand built on heritage, resilience, and faith. And that's the story of Ever East Limited today. And to our listeners, if you enjoy authentic, rich, clay-inspired flavors without the prep hassle, which, let's face it, it's easy for all of us these days, keep an eye on Ever East. So until the next time, guys, stay bold, stay hungry. And just finally, before we go, Ayaz, if you want to tell us what your social handles are, so people where they can find you.
So you can find us obviously from the website www.evereast.co.uk, from our Instagram page Evereast Limited, and also our TikTok shop and our TikTok page as well, which is Evereast Limited as well. I want to thank you, Jay. I want to thank the team. I want to thank all the listeners for tuning in. I want to thank everybody who supports us up to today, and watch out for the new flavors. That's one thing I didn't mention. New flavors are coming out. I'm not going to mention the names, but you'll be amazed. If you love these 4, you'll love the other 6 as well.
Okay. Anything coming out in the future where we can see you?
Yeah.
Because you do a lot of events around the country.
So in 3 months, inshallah, they should be out. God willing, they'll be out. We've kind of stepped back from events, but we go into our supermarkets, our stockists, and we push the brand there. So one, people are watching us on TikTok, and the other thing is we're selling it from the shelves. So that's what we're doing at the moment. But if an opportunity does come in an event, we will be there.
Fantastic, guys. Guys, you've been listening to Jay Sheikh, Business Unfiltered on